dokie, friends, in Reader's Workshop, we have just started our new series, Bugs. And today, as we get started here, I want to play a little imagination game with you, okay? So go ahead and set your books. You probably brought your series book with you. Just set it down in front of you so it's not a distraction. And as I'm describing something, I want you to picture it in your mind, okay? So virtual friends that are following along with us, as I'm describing these things, I want you to picture this like a story in your mind, okay? So go ahead and close your eyes. I want you to imagine that you are going to the beach and you're spending the day at the beach and you got so hot and you were just really wanting something sweet to eat. So you go to the ice cream stand and you get a big giant ice cream cone. Picture all those scoops on that ice cream cone. And then I want you to imagine that as you're walking away, you're heading back to your spot on the beach. That ice cream cone is so tall that all the scoops just fall off and land right in the sand. I want you to think about what you would do if that happened. Okay. Now I'm going to give you another one, okay? This is the next one. I want you to imagine that you're at the park, okay? You're hanging out with maybe some of like your best friends. You're having a great time at the park. And some big kids come up to you and they start picking on your friend. And your friend comes up to you and is like, I just really want to leave. These big kids are picking on me and I don't want to be here anymore. I want you to imagine what you would do. Imagine how you would act if that happened to you. Okay, let's do one more. I want you to imagine that you're at the grocery store with maybe your grown-up. Your grown-up has taken you to the grocery store to get a few things, and maybe you thought that they went down the wrong aisle, so you head down the chip aisle, and you're down the chip aisle thinking that they are right behind you, and you look behind you, and your grown-up is not behind you anymore. I want you to think about what you would do if that happened, if maybe you lost your grown-up at the grocery store. Can you imagine it in your mind? Imagine what maybe might be going through your head. So, readers, go ahead and open your eyes. Hey, son, can you grab your series book out of your book box and come back to the carpet? Thank you. So, readers, today I want to teach you that there are lots of different ways. You guys, leave them on the carpet in front of you. Carly, leave that on the carpet in front of you. That means your hands are on it. You don't need to be touching your book. Okay. Today I want to teach you that there are lots of different ways to handle problems, right? And when you read, you'll notice the same thing, that characters all handle problems very differently. Whether you're reading a same book in a series or whether you're reading a completely different book, you might notice that characters respond to problems differently. So I also want to teach you today that the way that a person responds to a problem or to trouble says a lot about that person. In real life and in stories, the way that somebody responds to something gives clues as to what kind of person they are, okay? So as you guys were thinking about those situations, what were some of the things you were thinking? Like when we were thinking about the ice cream story, what were some of the ways that you maybe would have handled that? Right, Riley, what would you have done?
I would have gotten another one.
You would have gotten another one. Zaya, what would you have, same thing? Madison, what would you have done?
Right before it fell, I would just go, whee!
You would have tried to catch it? Okay. Would anybody have like kind of wanted to cry? Like been really sad?
Yeah.
Maybe. Would anybody have like been really like mad? Like, oh, I cannot believe that happened. This always happens to me. Maybe. What about the story of going to the park with your friends? How would you have handled that? What would you have done, Sarah?
Helpful.
You would have helped them? Okay. Camden, what would you have done?
Tell them to go off.
Tell them to leave?
Yep.
Okay.
Or if they don't, I would just start texting them.
So you're saying like you would have stood up to like the big kids?
And I would start texting them.
Wow. Madison?
Well, I would say, well, your hair is weird. See, that's how my friend feels.
Oh, you would have showed them like what it feels like when somebody says something that's not kind. Like you would have tried to like teach them a lesson about that. Oh, okay. So those are some very different ways that you could have handled that situation. What about the one at the grocery store? When you realize like you can't find your grown up, what would you have done? Alyssa?
If you have a phone, you can call them.
Oh, maybe call on the phone. Okay, Sarah.
Go look for them.
Go look for them.
Stay in the spot until if they find you.
Oh, okay. Stay in one spot. It sounds like your grown-ups have given you some really good tips for if things like that happen, right, Madison?
Well, if it happened with my aunt, we always make up a secret code to get lost.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes it's bananas, so we say bananas.
Oh, good
That's
idea.
Yeah, same way.
Camden, you too. Riley?
I will go into another aisle.
You go into another aisle to try to find them, Sarah?
That's what I do.
I would have went to the front desk and called my mom, and then she would have came to the front desk.
Yeah, I've heard of that happening too. So do you guys hear, we talked about 3 different situations, but did you hear all of the different ideas that you guys had in your brains for how you would have handled that? Yeah, our reading is the same way because the characters that we are studying are all going to handle situations differently. So I have this chart here to help us remember that. It says, pay attention to how characters respond to problems. So not only do we as readers study details about our characters, but we also want to use how our characters respond to problems to learn more about them. So I want you to look through your book now that you have in front of you, and I want you to think, has my character gotten into any kind of trouble yet? If you find a spot where you think your character has gotten into trouble, I want you to raise your hand so I can give you a sticky note. Okay, I want you to put a sticky note where you see that your character has gotten into some trouble. If you find a spot like that, raise your hand so I can bring you a sticky note. You find a spot where your character's gotten into some trouble?
Yeah.
Hassan, what about you?
I got 2 parts.
I think I have like 13 or 14 in here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we are going to practice that here. I have a couple of spots in here where my characters are getting into some trouble. You found a spot?
Yes.
Good work. Oh, good deal.
Mine's a 2.
I have a couple of spots here where my characters have gotten into some trouble. And we are going to read this together because now that there is a problem, right, our characters have a choice for how they are going to respond to that problem. So will you put your books down and put your eyes up on me so that we can read this together? Thank you so much.
Those, take what you need and then apps.
Okay.
Need some as well.
Awesome. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Yeah. Okay. So this says, listening eyes, listening. Up here. Says Toad woke up. Drat, he said, this house is a mess. Oh, okay. So what's his problem? What's his problem, Sarah?
His house is dirty.
His house is dirty. I like how you said that. His house is dirty. So now let's pay special close attention to what he does about it, okay?
He got clothes on the floor.
Are you
stuff
listening?
like that.
You listening? Okay. This house is a mess. I have so much work to do. Frog looked through the window. Toad, you were right, said Frog. It is a mess. Oh, here's what he does about it. Toad pulled the covers over his head. Bah, I will do it tomorrow, said Toad. Today, I will take life easy. Okay, so did you hear that?
Yeah.
So what did he do about his problem? His problem is that what? His house is a mess, like Sarah said. Problem
1.
Problem, house, equals mess.
Equals F.
What does he do about it? What does he do about that? Riley?
He says he'll do it tomorrow.
He says, ugh, and he pulls the covers over his head. I'll do it tomorrow. Today, I'm going to take life easy. So now we have to go one step further, okay? So now that we have read about the problem, we need to think, how does he respond? What does he do? And what am I learning about Toad? What is this teaching me about Toad? Riley?
That he's lazy.
Kind of. Yeah, you could think that. He's lazy. What else could this maybe show us about Toad? What else could this maybe show us about Toad? Sarah?
He don't like cleaning up nothing.
He doesn't like cleaning up anything. Yeah, he's lazy. Maybe doesn't like to clean. But I'm kind of thinking that you might even be learning something else about Toad here. Because can I tell you guys a secret?
Yeah.
Miss Coleman has totally done this before. I've woken up on a Saturday, Alyssa, you're with me, and I've been so, what? What do you think? I've been so,
Lazy.
well, lazy's not really the word I would use for it.
Tired?
Tired. Yeah. Have you ever been so tired that you look at a mess and you think,
Yes.
oh no, I'm not cleaning it today? Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe he's not really lazy as much as maybe he's just,
Tired.
yeah. So I'm going to say maybe tired.
Miss Cole, you know what I would do if
What?
I was sleeping? I would have picked it up and went right back to sleep. I
You-
ain't gotta do nothing.
Yeah, so you'd be with Toad. Okay, so the best part about this series that I really love is that not only do we get to learn about Toad, girls, eyes up here. Girls, eyes up here. Not only do we get to learn about Toad, but we also have another main character in this book that we get to study. So let's look at how Frog handles this situation too, okay? So I'm going to keep reading, and when you think you know what this might show us about Frog, or maybe how he handles this situation, I want you to put a finger on your nose. So you got to be listening for how Frog handles this. It says, Frog came into the house. Toad, said Frog, your pants and your jacket are lying on the floor. Tomorrow, said Toad from under the covers. Your kitchen sink is filled with dirty dishes, said Frog. Tomorrow, said Toad. There's dust on your chair. Tomorrow, said Toad. Your windows need scrubbing, said Frog. Your plants need watering. Tomorrow, cried Toad. I will do it all tomorrow. Okay, so how does Frog handle this? What is Frog doing?
Trying to make him awake.
He's trying to help wake him up. Maybe. Yeah, he's trying to help wake him up. What does this maybe teach us about Frog? What could we maybe learn about Frog from this interaction? Madison?
He's a nice person.
He's a nice person, you think? Hey, Sarah?
He loves cleaning.
He loves cleaning, maybe. Araya?
He helps.
He's a helpful friend. Yeah, maybe. But also, is there something else we could maybe think about Frog from this? It says Frog came into the house. Did Toad invite him in?
No.
No. So, does Frog come into the house without even being invited?
No.
And just starts telling him to do things?
Yes.
Yeah. What would you call somebody that like says a lot of things that you need to do? Like somebody that just tells you you need to do a bunch of stuff.
I have one for coming in the house without inviting.
Yeah.
Trespassing.
Maybe a little bit. Well, they're friends, so I'm not sure if we would go that far. But
a little.
I was thinking that maybe we could say, are you guys with me on this? Maybe we could say Frog's a little bit bossy, right? like he's being a little bit bossy. I think he's trying to be a good friend here, but you might also say he might be being a little bit bossy, you think? Yeah, because I think there's always kind of two sides to a story sometimes. So, friends, today I want you guys to try this on your own. I want you to spend some time when you are reading your series books, and when you come to a problem, I want you to be thinking today and every day when you are reading, how is my character responding to this problem? And what does that teach me about my character? Okay? Are you guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Virtual friends, I want you guys to be doing this as well, and I hope you have fun reading your series books.